Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first of our, fighting game adaptations. In a sense that these are movies, or in this case, an animation, based on fighting game. In this case, of Tekken, one of the most popular fighting game series on the PlayStation, made by Namco. Now Namco Bandai. Dweebs, do you have any particular, experience with the franchise on your own?
I've played one of the PS1 games years ago.
I know
Hmm.
what it is. I
So,
have no experience other than that.
no, don't worry. I'll be your guide for this one because it's also simple because this adaptation encompasses the plot on the only of the first two games. So, and it's an even abridged version, so it's as easy as it can get. Essentially, back in the day, some adaptation it was a pretty common to make anime adaptation of fighting games. Street Fighter had one, Virtua Fighter had one, and Tekken had this one. After that, we started doing the live action movies and the CGI movies, and all of them sucked. Technically, this is the best product that they have, and it's still, even still, is questionable with some of the animation and the English voice acting.
So, where are we
Made
going to start?
before the traditional weird logo we did, you're going to see at the beginning of every single animation ever, anime ever. Essentially, it's a movie. I'll go with technicalities later. For now, let's just start. Three, two, one, click.
If you
The
didn't
movie
know
was
any better, you think this is like the only film studio in all of Japan.
anyway. Yeah, narration. Essentially, this movie, by the way, was released in 1998, and it's a short one. It's only barely 60 minutes. Also, the victory during the French Revolution painting. So essentially, the Tekken series is about, much like some of the other franchises, at least when it started, a fighting tournament. In this case, called the Iron Fist tournament. Hence, where the name comes from. The Japanese one, Tekken, means Iron Fist. Um, the tournament has always been like a cover because the central focus of this franchise is an internal struggle as a family dilemma of the Mishima family. Essentially, each member it spans across several generations, and essentially all members are trying to kill each other for any particular reason.
Okay.
Why did it? That last shot there. Why did it look like the planet Earth was pregnant with a baby?
Symbolism lives.
I guess.
The narrator is getting excited. Yeah, I'm saying that this anime as an adaptation has quite the over the top voice acting, but I just say that it's not that good.
And we start off with
Anyway,
someone.
these are essentially this guy is gonna be our protagonist of the day, Kazuya Mishima. He's talking. Yes, those eyebrows are terrible. He's talking with this childhood friend and future love interest, Jun
Oh my
Kazama.
god, the film's barely started and already someone's crying in despair.
Ah. And this is Kazuya's father, Heihachi Mishima. Let's just say that he's not exactly the winner of the Father of the Year award.
Let me guess, he's a douche nozzle.
He is very strict as a father. He operates on the strong sort, Darwinian utopia logic. In a sense, only the strong survive. So he trains his son like the extreme harder as possible. And one of the most iconic scenes, which I don't remember if it's shown in this adaptation, but essentially, get this. Since Kazuya wasn't training enough when he was a kid, Heihachi took him and dropped him off in a fucking volcano.
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty sure that won't have any negative
I
side
just
effects.
say Kazuya survived only because of a special thing that's gonna be. Oh yeah, we're showing it now. Yeah, but yeah. Listen to the logic. What a charming person.
You will survive being thrown into lava.
I just say that quite a lot of the games actually end with one of the Mishima family member throwing another into a volcano for revenge.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, don't flash me. And this let's come to present day with adult Jun Kazama.
See, this is what happens when you do stuff like this to your kids. They get PTSD.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, she kept the memento, also fan service shop.
So Tekken started on the PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. It kept being only on the PlayStation up until Tag Tournament 2, I think. Then it was released on the Xbox 360 and the Wii U. Then Tekken 7 was released also on PC and Xbox One.
As well as PS4.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it was also on PlayStation was granted. Anyway, I don't remember what it is. Probably Tokyo, I think.
Welcome to Japanese City, home
Yeah.
of.
But essentially, yeah, the central conflict is with the Mishima family. And, they found a dinosaur skeleton. It's going to be a small important for later.
Yeah.
And some other characters get tangled into this mess. For example, there is a group of assassins who wants to get commissioned to assassinate, for example, Heihachi or Kazuya. There is a robot involved, a mad scientist. It's a bit complex the more the game progresses. Thankfully, this is based on the first two games, so it's much more doable.
That is the world's largest curved screen. Wow, can you just feel the emotion, guys?
Yes.
This was like, this was late 90s, an era where
Animes were not voice that.
Well, there were exceptions, but
Yeah.
And yeah, again, that's the thing. I mean, nowadays dubs are
A lot better.
Yeah, at worst they're just meh.
Anyway, Jun is an Interpol agent, similar to what Chun-Li is for Street Fighter. So in this case, she needs to investigate the Mishima Zaibatsu, essentially a company that's held by Heihachi, and supposedly is having some shady activities. So Interpol is on their tail.
Okay.
Do we ever see Volcano Boy again?
Well, just wait for it lives.
Well, I'm not. I don't think so. He was thrown in a volcano, and even if he didn't touch the lava, he comes close to it, he fries.
Well, he survives this, I can tell you that. But yeah, Heihachi Mishima decided to hold a fighting tournament with a prize of generic high money, essentially. Cue the Cliff Austin powers. $1 million. And supposedly also who will be the next director of Mishima Zaibatsu. Mishima is so confident that he's not going to lose. So. But since, Jun recognized him as the person who mistreated Kazuya, she's going to obviously jump in.
What is Kazuya to this last? Is he a brother or
childhood friend and potential and love interest?
Potential love interest.
Yeah. Seagull! No, lady, I can tell you that seagulls are scarier than this. They're not whimsical.
No, they're vicious things.
Are we in Tokyo or Blackpool?
As long as nobody gets a pasty out, it's fine.
And this is her partner of the day, Lei Wulong, essentially discount Jackie Chan. Essentially, similar to other fighting game franchises, Tekken had characters where ex-spies or popular characters. We have like a Bruce Lee clone, and in this case, a Jackie Chan clone. Lei is an interesting character, in the games, because he's structured in a way, but it's similar to Dan Hiki in Street Fighter in a sense, but it's supposed to be like a joke character, but you're not supposed to take it seriously. But if you manage to master him, you can troll people in matches like with barely any effort. but it's really complex to use. It switches between stances, like fighting game logic. So
Yeah.
it's even worse in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They made him like a complete beast there, 7 stances and everything. Anyway, also Leg got invited to the Tekken tournament, so obviously he's gonna join in June since he's also in Triple H.
I'm half expecting a PlayStation controller to make an appearance at some point.
And this is probably the highlight of the entire movie, the character of Lee Chaolan. After Yachi threw
Edgeworth?
after Yachi threw Kazooie in the volcano, he decided to adopt a foster son. In this case, Lee Chaolan, and making supposedly his successor. So essentially, Lee grew up to be a spoiled little brat with some fighting capabilities, and essentially the presumption that he's gonna be the heir to the Mishima Zaibatsu.
Oh,
Wow,
no,
the concept of this entire family dynamic is, like, to me, just looks like the living your dream through your children pushed to the logical extreme.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
You will achieve my dreams for. I have always wanted to climb out of a volcano.
But, unbeknownst to Heihachi, Lee is in contact with a pair of sister assassins, Anna and Nina Williams. They're gonna also participate in the tournament with the specific intention of killing Heihachi.
Hey,
also, Dwibs, that
Yeah.
Edgeworth comparison is very apt because, again, like, grown up in a rich family, out of an adopted child grown up in a rich family and is a bit spoilt.
yeah, that's true. And now we're
And a
on.
bit of a douche nozzle.
Well, he actually made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me. Christ, it doesn't look any. How long did it take him?
No, that's still a flashback because we're going to transition in being an adult. Let's just say that this traumatized him quite a bit. Simba, you need to take place in the circle of life.
You are my son, the one true king.
Oh yeah, that is. Let's just say that Kazuya has a secret inside him. Let's just say that it's gonna become relevant for the final battle.
Okay, now we've got Goku here.
Yeah, again, this particular style for this OVA adaptation is weird. Those eyebrows, man.
What?
Lee, this is Nina Williams. Essentially, Lee Chaolan wanted to get a bit in advance, located Kazuya, because apparently he found him, he was alive, and considering him a threat, decided to try to kill him in advance.
You know, most assassins carry a pistol with them in case their big guns don't work.
Sure you can, or maybe not.
And she died.
No, she can survive. Well, she has a grenade to him. Explosion! Oh, conveniently there was a pool or a river under it.
It's like that Bond film where they throw a girl out the window, but they didn't know there's a pool down below.
Well, at least this area is now more manageable. Also, this music. Okay, bye.
This is so 90s.
Is this Linkin Park? I don't even know.
Sounds like Linkin Park.
I haven't checked yet, so it's
Okay,
only
now
seen that.
I got the shower scene.
Are you gonna check Dwibs or?
Actually, maybe tempted.
Okay, I'm going now. Yeah. The assassination failed. You will be executed just immediately.
Yeah. I love how he said that while not breaking his composure, like, damn it, while still looking in.
Hey, Edgeworthy, of course he's got to keep his composure. Okay, I know this character. I know the character has a name, but
Discount Edgeworth. Okay.
screw it. I'm calling him Edgeworth.
Well, to be, I can't blame you, James. He really looks like him. Well, to be fair, this adaptation was made years before the first Ace Attorney, even for the Game Boy Advance.
So Shutakubi and whoever the artist was that drew Edgeworth ripped them off.
I'm actually be tempted to say yes, because Capcom and Namco always had a buddy-buddy relationship history, even though they didn't start a proper crossover until the early 2000s.
Although there is one difference between the two. Edgeworth isn't exactly affectionate. So
True.
Yeah, according to the Wikipedia page, this was actually a 2-episode OVA that ADV Films when
They
it came,
for the
a lot of
localization, they
Japanese
compressed
movies
it.
are like that.
The
So-
Digimon movie.
and they made a new soundtrack which includes alternative and punk rock, which with such classics as "The Meaning of Life" by The Offspring, "Saving Yourself" by Stabbing Westward, "Clean My
What?
Wounds" by Corrosion of Conformity, "Straight to Hell" by The Urge, and "Bone Crusher" by Soul Hat. Clearly, they found all they did was that they looked up edgy song
Right.
names
Well, of
and
these
put them
bands,
in the movie.
of these bands, I already recognize The Offspring. Anyway,
I
supposedly,
love the. Oh, go ahead.
no, the tournament is going to be held on an island in order to be contained with potential damage control. But anyway,
So
go
it's
ahead.
a Yu-Gi-Oh movie now.
Pretty much, it's dual. What's the name?
Dual Island is that? Wasn't it just called Dual Island?
The Duelist Kingdom.
Yeah, something like that. But no, it was crap, I can't think what I was gonna say now. oh yeah, no, just that I love the names of punk/metal bands. Like I
Yeah.
just love them.
Funnily enough, one of the voice actors in this one, the one who voices Lei Wulong, he went on to work for Rooster Teeth, aka the lot that make Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
And he voiced a character in there called Roman Torchwick.
Oh. This voice acting, man.
I was going to say you're fired or something.
Yeah, that brute that is holding the little girl is another character from the game, but I'm gonna mention it only later when he will become more apparent.
Mr. Lee, you're fired.
Yes. Don't bother about this guy. He's a little who they just created for this.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think kickboxers or boxers in general are usually that ripped.
If you were a wrestler, then yeah, but
Oh yeah, but boxing?
Okay. Yeah, generic stereotype.
Yeah, he's gonna be one of those sensitive, but I'm gonna murder you kind of people.
yeah.
Here we go. Let's just say that, that character has a particular another secret in him. He's actually a robot.
So then,
Let's just say
That's an unfair advantage.
If you get hit by a robot, it's hard.
So what's with the little girl then?
And let's just say that he's protecting her.
Ah, okay.
I thought he was a father or something.
No. We're gonna meet also, I think, who created him. I think. Don't quote me on that. Oh, actually, no. The black guy actually is a character, but it's one that I keep forgetting. Bruce Irvin from Tekken 2 started. That's why Vicky Reggie is such a little lore. He's always been confined in an angle.
Okay. Meanwhile, on Avatar: The Last Airbender,
That's the same boat they're using. That's the boat that they're using for transporting. And we get a bunch of cameos here, as expected from the rest of the game. Yeah, that girl is Michelle Chung. She also has her own agenda, but we're gonna learn more about her later. I think she's a Native American, but don't quote me on that.
Chung sounds, something from like China or somewhere. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's because she's like half. Her father is Chinese and mother is Native American, I think. Apparently, Jun can perceive Kazuya for some reason. Jesus, those hair, he really looks like a Vegeta. That's being a stowaway. Trust me, this voice actor gets better and better in this movie as the movie progresses. That's not the pronunciation. Whatever. Yes, we know this flashback. Why do you keep us showing that?
It's to show how upset she is.
Man agrees with me.
Yeah. Manna doesn't like these eyebrows.
Seriously, dude, you could just, erase them a bit.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a character with bigger eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is some Morgan Freeman in, what's the name of that Stephen King movie, Dreamcatcher. Also, a bear! This bear is Yachi's pet bear, Kuma. But it doesn't play a big role in this movie, I think. Again, just another cameo.
Akuma, right? Ah, so that's
No.
That's
Kuma,
where the name
just without the A.
Yeah, that's where the name Monokuma comes from.
Yeah, Kuma in Japanese can mean bear.
I guess mono's one, so one bear.
No, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm just guessing you.
It's I think it's a reference to the word monochrome. It's because Monokuma is black and white.
Okay. And let me guess, he can't get any sleep because someone tries to attack him.
Well, no, you just have a quiet scene. Come on, Dweebs. Yes, he is. Get over it. We don't need this melodrama. Get to the fighting. Ah. Foreshadowing. Yeah, Kazuya instead wants to train because he's the protagonist. Also, he needs to be in Jesus, man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, after breaking the punching bag. But yeah, that's Scar.
Yeah, that's the one that he got through because of his fall. Jesus. Well, I don't blame you, man. Also, for context, Kazuya is voiced by Adam Dudley, don't know who he is. Hiyachi is voiced by John Paul Shepard, don't know who he is. June is voiced by Eddie Patterson, don't know who she is. Oh, man. The only ones that I seem to recognize a bit are Jessica Robertson as Michelle Chang, but I don't remember what she also did. Oh, she was in Walker Texas Ranger for a bit. Whatever. Jesus. Pretentious violin.
Well, who wouldn't be upset after being thrown off a cliff by your dad?
Yeah, June actually tried to look for him, but with no success. It's similar to what happened in Miracle Mask after the events of that lead to Randall's supposed death.
Yeah.
Hugh Emperor Palpatine lives.
Yeah. Let the hate flow through you.
Look at my pants. I know, just casually rips his shirt. He's not even like trying to remove it normally. Oh, don't you mean Revengeance?
This ain't Metal Gear.
This voice is so unfitting for Kazuya. Sweetie, you don't kinda have the right to tell him. So Kazuya being the brute that he is, essentially we're not gonna prove her points by fighting.
I challenge you to a fight.
Well, it's still better than a children's card game, dweebs. Come on. But we're gonna have to wait a bit because Nina is once again on Kazuya's tail. Yikes.
Ooh.
We.
Ah, you are the
Yeah,
worst. You are the worst assassin I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Dweebs, but it doesn't help because supposedly, if I recall, she's Irish.
An Irish assassin?
Yes. And her sister joins in to help her, Anna. She has a fucking bazooka!
A rocket launcher?
Rocket launcher!
Okay, this is like the second time they've jumped out of a window from an explosion.
Well, Dweebs, she's taking your cue in the sense of, just bring more Daka.
I get that, but this is Tekken, not Die Hard.
You'll be surprised. There was a spin-off of Tekken which starred Nina Williams, and it was a bit different than usual.
I'm expecting Bruce Willis to show up.
It was called Death by Degrees, and it was for the PS2. All right, the cameo. That photo is also hindsight. It's a bitch because by Tekken 7 we know that even the mother of Kazuya and Heiyashi's wife was far from being a saint. Anyway, first day of the tournament.
Yeah, and we're
Cameos, so much cameos.
Oh, wow, we're nearly halfway through the movie.
And yes, there is a wrestler with a jaguar mask. But apparently, Lei has found what they were looking for. That's really access to the Shay activities. But we're gonna need an excuse to get into that. Yeah, lady, that's not gonna work. So let's just start with some basics like eliminatories. So instead of having a traditional fight on a simple ring, where it's going to be a survival match. The ones who manage to arrive to the pagoda will be selected to fight Heihachi. There you go.
If Sonic the Hedgehog were in this game, this wouldn't be a very fair contest.
That's way past cool. $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Apparently, though, Michelle doesn't want to get any of that shit and wants to kill him immediately. But look at that. Heihachi catches a flying tomahawk with his teeth and breaks it. That's how badass he is. He gets shit done.
Gee, maybe loudly announcing it was a bad idea.
Kinda sounds like Bowser in the Super Mario Bros. Super Shock. Also, hi Mitsurugi. Sorry, not Mitsurugi. Yoshimitsu.
Alright. And there's Ellsworth again.
With a purple suit. I swear, if he actually had a red suit, I would be tempted to say with you, but he was an X-Pipe.
So we've got discount Edgeworth, discount I don't know what should be a discount off actually.
And yeah, this was clearly the end of the first part of the episode, the first episode in Japan. Yeah, we'll be right back.
After these,
anyway,
and we're back.
Oh, generic fighter, don't ignore it. This is actually not a cameo, I can tell you that.
You know, we haven't seen really much in the way of hand-to-hand combat in this film.
Actually, we kinda did. Anyway, another cameo from Ganryu, your traditional sumo character. Every fighter needs one.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, moving on.
Also picked a really good pressure point.
Yes. Let's just say Lee Chaolan is spying on all of them and seeing how they perform.
So he's got his identical clones.
But yeah, now June and Lei will try to infiltrate the underground basement of the island and see what's cooking down there.
You say what's cooking out now. I'm expecting the Rock to show up.
Yes. What most useless guards ever.
We got crap assassins, and now we got crap guards.
Yeah. Oops. He said the S word.
That means it's mature.
Yes. Durr.
I'm a secret late entrant.
Let's just say that he managed to get back up thanks to the robot.
Ah,
Ow! Oh, that's a dead guard.
that has to hurt.
Yeah, essentially, this robot, which is called Jack, is looking for some doctor in this facility.
I don't know, Jack. I get it. I don't know Jack
Specifically,
shit.
yeah. Specifically, with each new Tekken game, the Jack character gets updated in some kind of way and is reflected by his name. Jack gets called like Jack 2 in Tekken 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and etc. Just look at the power of my eyebrows.
Yeah, she's not even fighting, she's just blindly swinging and hope it hits something. Ow.
I love his green, each shitting green.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, sure.
What'd I miss?
Some fighting. Essentially, now you kind of miss an awesome scene where he actually catches a flying tomahawk with his teeth and breaks it. Because, don't worry, Bo, there's still plenty of stuff before the end. Essentially, while the other fighters are getting to the main pagoda where they suppose they will fight Heihachi, Jun and Lei are infiltrating instead the underground basement, assisted by the robot character of which is called Jack. Anyway,
Her tribe died.
Michelle's backstory for trying to kill Heihachi is because the Mishima Zaibatsu raided her native village and killed everyone there. So essentially, she's another character who wants revenge. That's the thing. Heihachi kinda screwed himself over because he did a lot of questionable action with his company. Therefore, he made a lot of enemies, not just his own family.
Whack.
Sorry, Michelle, this is not your game role.
Yeah, you won't get your time in the spotlight till Tekken.
Hello.
Does she ever get a spotlight role?
Kinda. They just say that the more game progresses, the more the side character gets some spotlights. And Jack is apparently that awesome, but he can codify the door.
With eye lasers.
Yes. Yeah, but no shit.
Cast only.
Was that a mistranslation?
No, I got it. This is something the cast of the dub was only meant to say, but they forgot to edit out the cast only
That
bit.
face. That rape face.
Yeah, seriously, this is what it'd be like if Edgeworth were an even bigger douche.
It's like if past Edgeworth was, how he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, he is an alternate universe where Edgeworth was never cleansed by the corruption of Von Karma and went to total domination.
Yeah.
Oh, but I just say that now Lee is rising the stakes against the fighters. What? Because T-Rexes.
Dinosaurs?
Invisible dinosaurs.
Are they holograms or are they?
No, they're genuine real dinosaurs, but they're invisible ones.
Well, yeah, that does sound pretty awesome.
I forgot. Didn't the Indominus Rex could make himself invisible in Jurassic World?
I don't know. I don't really remember. All I know is that it's a really powerful beast that it took the T-Rex to beat it.
More robots. Oh,
Is that girl his morality pet or something?
kinda. I kept forgetting the story, but essentially Jack is protecting the little girl.
Alright.
Yeah, I remember Jackie Chan clone, so he needs to do the whole Chinese wata thing.
Yeah.
Also, that was a CG shot, if I see for a split second.
Look like it, yeah.
Chainsaw.
A helicopter blade.
Yes. Oh no, she's getting an heart attack. What?
Is she like... It's like that episode out of Doctor Who where if you, where Martha was cloned by Sontarans, but if the real Martha woke up, she'd start dying.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of that.
But that's the thing. Jack is searching for the doctor of the facility in order to cure the little girl, supposedly. In case you're wondering, the little girl, Jane, has never been a playable character, but she appeared in the game as an NPC, like in the story mode, starting with Tekken 2. It's kind of a shout out to Terminator. Also, those are that. Yeah. Just fight and smooch already.
Are they actually going to fight this time?
Yeah.
And hopefully this time that dumb assassin won't try and intervene again. Are we gonna start?
Oh. She's sensing something else. Remember, invisible dinosaurs. This voice acting is so amazing for how it's bad.
But yeah, Edgeworth don't like that shit.
Yeah. Fetuses.
Oh.
T-Rex fetuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, this is kind of dull aside from the voice acting.
Well, here's everything for your amusement, dweebs. A boxing kangaroo.
A what?
This is Roger, one of the joke characters of the franchise.
A boxing kangaroo.
Yes.
Now I'm expecting. Okay, if in that new Winnie the Pooh movie, Kanga doesn't wear boxing gloves, that movie is ruined forever.
But he's adorable, dweebs. And is his genetic creator, Dr. Boskonovich.
Wasn't that the name of one of the scientists off Metal Gear?
No, that was Madnar. And now, for some reason, Nina and Anna are fighting each other because at the end of the day, they cannot stand each other. This is pretty much an abridged version of the conflict that Nina and Anna constantly have through the games. But essentially, yeah, they can't stand each other. They each wants glory for their own and sisterly hate, I guess. So they want to kill each other in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's slightly bothering me, and I know they probably did this on purpose, but the kangaroo is boxing, not kicking.
Yeah. What? Anna, you kind of have an invisible T-Rex behind you.
Well, she can't see it. There's a dinosaur behind you. Yeah, right.
And dead.
Oh.
Oh.
The camera. Yeah, for the sake, keep in mind that this was made just when Tekken 3 was released, so they didn't knew if Anna was gonna be a staple character.
Yeah.
So how do they explain her coming back from the dead in Tekken 3?
Well, remember, suppose is different from the games in this regard. These for the sake of this adaptation, they treat in this case like Anna is dead.
And we don't get to see them fighting the dinosaurs.
In due time, Dweebs. For now, we're cutting back and forth between the locations. Boskonovich is an interesting case because he's not a bad guy per se, and in this case, he was kind of under Mishima and under Yachi and Lee's orders. But in this case, he's willing to help the little girl. He ends up being responsible creating a couple of the characters, including Jack himself, Roger, Alex, which is instead a boxing velociraptor, which I don't think he appears in this adaptation, and later on in the games, an actual android called Alisa, a character that I really don't like, but thank God it's way up ahead. Unfortunately, she appears in the CGI Tekken movie, so we're gonna have to suck it there.
Well, from what I've heard, that movie doesn't even last very long.
It's 92 minutes, so like 1 hour and a half.
I thought it was shorter.
And it's not even an adaptation. It's like it kind of does its own thing. It supposedly tells something in between Tekken 5 and 6, but it's non-canon, so you're not supposed to take it seriously. Also, that's not a Russian accent. There you go, Dave. You wanted TX fighting? There you go.
Ah, cool.
Well, I guess that was just a scratch.
'Tis but a scratch.
No shit, Kazuya.
Sonic X did a thing like this.
Sonic fighting a dinosaur?
Not a dinosaur, but they were invisible, and ew, that's gross.
Even... yeah, he's an elitist. He is Edgeworth.
I love this voice actor. He enjoys his role so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're given lines like the ones he has, you can't
obviously
not enjoy it.
But Ayachi is confident that he will still have to face his son.
Come to me!
Seizure! However, it's time for Kazuya to kinda showcase
his ultimate power.
He's kind of secret. Not entirely now, but just for a bit. He has inhuman strength because of something in his DNA.
I thought this was Tekken, not Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah, it's surprising. These are potentially much more violent, but the games are not this violent, I can tell you that. For some reason, they made this adaptation a bit more gruesome. However, the side effect of his genes is that it's not his darkness in him, sweetie. As a result, he's compelled to battle for all eternity because he will never be satisfied. Apparently, Lee's T-Rexes run like chickens for this because of this.
I have to go now. My son needs me.
So obviously, Kazuya is the only one who reaches the pagoda, so he needs now to fight.
I was going to ask what happened to.
Please, look at my eyebrows. They're like eagles. Seriously, not even trimming a bit. However, let's just first have a first round with Lee. Just to showcase that he's not just talk.
I take off my jacket in determination.
Yes.
Oh, he's talking so fast.
Yeah, he needs to talk faster because of a dub.
Yeah.
However, despite his physical power, Lee is kind of a wimp compared to Kazuya. So
he's also channeling a little bit of Speed Racer there with the way he talks.
yes,
Ah.
and predictably, Heihachi just dumps him because he just had a single loss in his life. Yeah,
You're fired.
I love how he just face planted first. Alright, this is one of those charming music tracks that they added. Anyway, final boss time against Heihachi.
You know, this doesn't really feel all that emotional, considering that he's fighting the guy who threw him into a volcano.
Oh, that's the thing. That just makes it clear for the morality who you're supposed to root for.
This could have done with like another episode.
Look
or
at this.
something. Whoa.
Now, here's the thing. Now Lee is sabotaging the entire Mishima thing because he's been done by Heihachi, so he's reasoning, oh, if he can't be his son, no one will.
So he's just killed all his clones.
And now he's gonna activate the self-destruct button. Yes. Execute.
Cautions.
Cautions. Yeah, go ahead. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, listen. That line is so amazing.
Yes.
Surprisingly enough, for context also, Katsuhiro Arada, the creator of Tekken, doesn't particularly care about this adaptation in a sense that he doesn't reject it, but he doesn't use it even when it comes to reference stuff. Keep in mind, for context, for example, the CGI movie gets referenced a bit because of these bad stuff. Like, for example, in that movie, they have a character saying "excellent" every 5 seconds. So what Katsuhiro does is kind of references that when Tekken is to being crossover or special games like that. But this one doesn't get too much reference, probably because of the adult rating.
It's probably the whole thing, Ed, because it's primarily a game series. The only real canon is whatever happens in the games anyway. This is just kind of side material, so...
Only in rare cases the movies are actually tied in, like Layton.
Yeah. Although you don't even know that until the final game, that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, you kind of start knowing already by the end of Miracle Mask, so let's just say 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Also, empty morals, blah blah blah, I'm evil and shit. But surprisingly enough, as the game will progress, the role will kind of revert. Heihachi will be depicted in a much more clear way, in a sense that you will not still be rooting for him, but you'll start understanding his motivations, while Kazuya will become more and more consumed by, quote unquote, the darkness inside of him.
Of
course, he's operating on Kefka logic.
But if everything's destroyed, how are you going to rebuild it?
I was going to say Kara logic.
Still, like...
I will just have another son.
Pretty much. That's why Li Chaolan was like the backup plan.
And if he fails me, he's going in a volcano.
Yeah. Here we go.
Maybe I didn't think this through.
Oh, there you go. Everything starts exploding because...
Well, so, stop then.
It's amazing how in this facility there are only a couple of guards and a single doctor and a cat boxing kangaroo. With my super anime editing skills, I can hold the door. It's the problem. Despite him being a robot, it's still a bit too much even for him.
Yeah. I cannot join you.
Broop. There we go.
I'll be back.
Well, he didn't make the thumbs up. Okay, bye. No, I'm acting.
We got more pressing things to worry about.
Yeah. We get it, girl. Come on.
No.
No, unfortunately not.
Hey, to be fair, this is far more emotional than the last movie we watched.
And now, for some reason, lava, because apparently the bombs were so deep that they opened the earth crust.
I am resigning as the president of the bank.
Yes. Seriously, what the fuck?
Okay, sorry. I take back the assassin comment I made earlier. That Neil Breen film had the worst assassin ever. He goes for a loud bush and gets killed himself.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even stealthy about it. He literally just like flip-flopped
There you
over
go.
the bush.
Time for some catharsis. Yeah!
No,
Oh.
don't.
Party pooper. And there you go, that's the thing. Kazuya is consumed by a thing called the devil gene. This gets elaborated a bit more in later games. For now, all you need to know is the fact that Kazuya can literally transform into a demon, and that's what gives him this power and manage to allow him to survive the fall from Ayachi's
Right.
tossing. But look at that! Jun's love is penetrating his heart.
He has a heart.
I don't know what it's. I know now what it's like to have a heart, because it's breaking.
Who is he, the Grinch?
No, the Tin Man, Wizard of Oz reference.
Alright.
Yes, we're having a metaphor using rabbit and bobcats.
Why are
Cats
we...
are vicious. I love them, but they're
Why-
vicious. They
why
probably
are we-
do hate the rabbit.
Yes,
Why are we using Bobsy as a metaphor?
because references, dweebs. I mean, that's one staple of Bubsy.
Oh, your height... Wow, your height tripled in like a second.
And she changed her hair colors.
Yeah.
I was gonna say about the heights because it goes back to the beginning of the movie as well. He is so tiny compared to his father, and seeing like her childhood self standing up, she is so tiny compared to him. So it's like,
Don't cry over it, Kazuya. Tekken 7 will prove you wrong.
Super Saiyan or Blue Dragon.
Kinda. So essentially, this manages to snap him out. Yeah, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
A person's weakness is their feelings, I guess.
Oh
I don't know.
no,
Oh,
June!
no. She got hit in the and they died.
And then they all die. So, not to mention, apparently, supposedly, all the other fighters on the island also died as well. Oh no, there you go. You have some. There you go. You have the cameos there. King, Yoshimitsu, Paul, Michelle, and even Nina survived. And no, she was eaten by the fucking T-Rex.
To be fair, again, they didn't know.
Look at that. Also, Kazuya and Jun survived.
This scene seems familiar, but I can't place it.
Same.
Like every romance film ever.
And look at also Heihachi survived.
No, I mean specifically walking out of a fiery background. I was like, I can't.
That's something that Hollywood loves to play when it comes to rescuing things.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's a shame that some of these characters were relegated to cameos, but what can you do? And now, essentially, some publicity for Tekken 3, which was released around the time of this movie. June is now grow up another bit. And she had a son with Kazuya, Jin. Essentially, ever since Tekken 3, the shift in terms of protagonist will be from Kazuya to Jin, because Kazuya will keep getting consumed by his devil gene, while Jin, his son, will be instead a new protagonist, instead a more lawful, good-centered protagonist. He will still have his even he will have the devil genetics code, but he will be much more pure in heart, quote unquote.
My son, remember to watch out for the evil, invisible T-Rexes.
Yes.
Hey, looks like a crazy taxi.
You will see more when we actually get to the other games. But
yeah,
for
this is the band that does the crazy. This is the band that does the crazy taxi music.
Final thoughts. Personally, I say that this is a fun adaptation, and I've seen worse, especially when it comes to Tech 2 and to fighting game movies. But I will say that it's a bit too short. It should have been 90 minutes, like 3 episodes, in order to flesh out a bit the characters and showcase a bit more also the side characters, just a bit. You can get characters like cameo, like Paul or Yoshimitsu, but you don't even use it. You have like Ganryu for 2 seconds, stuff like that. The focus on the main characters is clear. You get the story arcs for Kazuya, for Jun, Heihachi, Li Chaolan, and Lei Wulong, accompanied by Jack, fighting the people in the laboratory. The tournament is so quick when it happens, like it's just extremely quick, and then it's over before you can think of. I still have a soft spot for this adaptation, and I still consider probably the best Tekken adaptation from the whole bunch. The live action movies and the CGI movie are pretty much garbage to me. Leaves.
Well, honestly, Tio, considering the I haven't seen those movies yet, but considering that the writer of Ballistic wrote the first one and the director of Ballistic directed the second one, yeah, he's even following your favorite franchises now, Tio. But anyway, yeah, it's something when the most memorable part of the movie is the fact that crazy taxi music is being played during the credits.
Well, also, I might as well elaborate also. Yeah, the English dub sucks. It's no ifs nor whats. But you get some chuckles out of it once in a while when a character goes over the top. But that's...
Yeah, mostly from that one character.
Mostly from Edgeworth.
Yeah, Edgeworth.
Anyway, continue, Dweebs. Unless you're done.
Other than that, it's just there. Really.
It's a thing. It passes. It passes, yeah.
It's
all
an
right.
OVA.
Yeah. Shiroi, do you have something to add on your own?
Not that much, really. I mean, it was one of the better OVAs I've seen, because they tend to be pretty lackluster anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it was pretty short, well, pretty standard length for an OVA, but even though I did miss about 10 minutes of this, I could still tell that, you know, it probably, like Tio said, could have done with being a bit longer, like maybe half an hour, but no longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, no, that's it for me.
All right, then. This was the Tekken animated movie. See you for either the CGI movie or one of the live action ones. I don't know which we'll tackle first. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.